Hey everybody, this is Chad. I am just recording some videos and trying to get back to your questions. Side note, new cameras on these phones make you look like you have a funny eye. If you look with the wrong eye into the camera, like right now I'm looking with my left eye, and now I'm looking with my right eye, it makes you look kind of funny. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well and enjoying your time off from school. And I wanted to get to one of the questions because it was a different question, and one that I haven't actually been asked before in a way like this, and it comes from a girl named Nile, which, by the way, cool name. But it says, hey, have you ever lost somebody close to you, and how do you deal with the sorrow and the pain that comes from that? And I guess you just had your grandfather pass away. I have lost a few people that are close to me. One of them was my grandfather, who was in Florida for most of my life, but that I was close with and deeply respect and care about. And I remember that was a pretty strange moment, and one of the only moments where I've seen, my dad and I be in the same room, and it was a very deeply emotional thing too. And so that was really difficult. It's still, it's been several years, and it's still very difficult sometimes. But I do appreciate the life that he lived and the example that he set for me with just his morals and his character and how he lived his everyday life. And so I guess I can learn to appreciate those things to kind of combat some of the sorrow that you feel from losing someone who you're close to. And I've also, if you don't know a lot about me, which you probably don't, because I don't talk about it that much, but I was a pretty messed up kid, and I was in a long-term treatment facility for, over a year when I was, most of your guys' age. And some of the kids in there that I was in there with worked out okay, and they're great now, and some of them didn't. And I have lost two different friends who, when they were teenagers or right when we were young adults, kind of like the 20 or 21 mark, where one of my friends that I was close with couldn't really kick the drinking and drug habit, and he went back to it, and it was one of the strangest things in the world to have to go to a friend's funeral who you had just talked to a few months ago and you thought was doing better, and then they had overdosed, and all of a sudden you're standing there talking to their brother who had looked up to him and the father, and you're looking at your friend in a casket. And so that was pretty difficult, and I definitely prayed for him and his family. But the other thing that I tried to take from it was what I do for a job, is trying to take information and help people make good decisions. I guess being around some of those things has been a motivator. So even though it was painful and something terrible came from it, I tried to use it as a motivator for the hope that nobody else that I ever know or came in contact with would have to make that decision and end up where he ended up, because it wasn't necessary and it affected a lot of people. So I'm sorry that you're going through that. I know that that's difficult, and that a lot of people go through those things. And so I will be praying for you, and I mean it. And I appreciate you asking that, and just know that a lot of us are in the same boat. But time will make things a little bit better and a little bit more fond in passing, that you can remember the good times and not feel as much of the hurt of losing someone. So that's a long answer, but I hope that it at least addresses your question, which is a really unique one. So just like your name. But I hope you guys are well and having fun and getting into positive mischief, if that's a term, this summer. And I'll catch up with you soon. I'm getting ready to go. This is an HD camera. Sorry. I'm getting ready to go on a trip with some kids, counseling stuff, up in the adventures of Alaska. So I will keep you posted, and I'm going to have a lot of good stuff for that video. So hope you're well. Peace.